which will undoubtedly spark another conversation. Medical marijuana. Deputy Superintendent, I'm going to turn my mic off.
So we're into the last workshop. This is actually a workshop on a proposed policy. Up here today, we have Dr. Licata, Assistant Superintendent for School Choice Innovation. We have Dr. Mara Smith, our resident expert and support system for all of our school nurses. And from our legal team and partner, we have Ms. Carmona. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought Ms. Rico. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn over the language of this policy. The policy is also attached, and Dr. Licata will get this started.
I will go through this quickly, and without sounding awful, I will not get into the weeds on this. So we have to put together a policy, and the state is requiring us under statute. The great news is that we put together a policy that matches and is very similar to some of the other districts. We have to be clear about our definitions and what a qualified student is. They must be registered with the state and go through the proper process before we can even consider this, and they have to always carry their identification card. Being that most of our students are under 21, they will be having to have their parents or their legal guardians be the only ones that would be able to dispense this. The parent or the caregiver must submit a form to us and must meet with the school principal. The school principal has the responsibility to have a meeting with the parents, put a place designated for the dispensing of this, and understand the rules of what happens if they don't follow the rules that we're going to get into a little bit. The designation of this position or the room or wherever they're doing it, mostly in a nurse's office, is pretty much where we do it now with other medications. Keep in mind that this is a certain kind of pill form. It is not any kind of smoking vapor. It's not a patch, or it's not any form that continually dispenses the medicine or the product to the student. Here's where we move into the idea of if it doesn't go the way it's supposed to. Most importantly, the student is never allowed to be in possession of this at any time, at no time. Students are not able to sell this. They should not be carrying it. They should not sell it. They should not give it away. Otherwise, they come under the student code of conduct. And finally, the parent must be giving the actual form that is ordered by, not any other form. They must give that form, and they cannot give it to any other student, and they must give it to that particular child.
Mrs. Rico.
Thank you. Just before the board enters into discussion, I just wanted to remind the board that we are in litigation over one case that involves this statute and the upcoming policy. So I just wanted to provide that reminder and guidance. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the board, from the board members? Mrs. Rico, I think you sufficiently scared them. I've never heard 6 people not talk, so. Mr. Superintendent, I guess we're done talking about medical marijuana today.
Thank you, sir. Well, that concludes our workshop for today. I want to thank the board and everyone for putting in a lot of hard work. Just for the purpose of the community and the board moving forward, as requests come in from the board or just requests from staff, we will call these special meetings to make sure we have time to discuss and present items to the board moving forward. So that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Dr. Robinson, first discussion item.